You know, you're probably scrolling through every single AI channel right now just trying to figure out when Gemini 4 actually drops. And I bet you're getting a totally different answer from everyone, right? Some people say May, some are saying late 2026, and a few are even claiming it's already in testing. Honestly, it is exhausting. Most of it is just guesswork dressed up as news. So what did I do? I went through every single official quote, every credible leak, cloud keynotes, and even TPUs spec sheets from the last 6 months. Welcome back to AI Verdict. We're the explainer that does the heavy research so you absolutely don't have to. Oh, and don't forget to join our community of AI enthusiasts with our free weekly newsletter linked below to stay ahead of the curve. Today, we're cutting through all that noise with a purely research-backed breakdown of what's actually coming. So, let's start with the absolute core question, the one on literally everyone's mind. When does Gemini 4 actually drop? Look, I get it. It is incredibly frustrating trying to plan out your tech stack when you don't even have a reliable timeline. But hey, rather than relying on the rumor mill, we're going to look at hard data to get you some actual clarity. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our structured roadmap for the 5 key areas we'll be uncovering today. First, the launch timeline. Second, leaked specs and capabilities. Third, hardware and system efficiency. Fourth, safety, pricing, and competition. And finally, number 5, the actual impact on your workflows.
Section 1, the launch timeline.
Let's look at the historical pattern here, because it's basically like clockwork. Gemini 1.0 dropped in December 2023, then we got 2.0 in December 2024, next up was Gemini 3.1 Pro hitting in February 2026, followed by 3.0 in November 2026. Based on this very clear cadence, plus some solid analyst reports, the real event you need to watch is Google I/O on May 19th and 20th of 2026. We can definitely expect a preview or at least a big teaser there, with the broad rollout landing somewhere in late 2026 or early 2027. I'd put our confidence level on that specific timeline at around 70%.
And you know, we really aren't just guessing here. We're anchoring this projection on direct executive confirmations. DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis explicitly stated his team is completely focused on Gemini 4 this year. And then we have Google Cloud CEO Thomas Kern, who directly teased that a new model is coming, quote, very, very soon. So the writing is on the wall.
Section 2, leaked specs and capabilities. But hey, really quick detour before we get into the massive upgrades. Have you noticed how Claude is like the most talked about tool right now? They're launching new models and features like design skills and connectors basically every single week. People are literally using it to launch apps without knowing how to code, and they're putting their entire lives on autopilot. If you want to learn exactly how to do that, there is a Claude-a-thon happening this weekend. It's a massive deep dive into Claude plus over 10 other AI tools. You're going to learn how to build artifacts, set up connectors to automate your daily tasks, generate crazy visuals, and even build custom agents. Best part, there are 1,000 free seats available right now, giving you access to 50 secret Claude codes, an AI prompt library, and even mentorship from leaders at Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and NVIDIA. You definitely want to check the link in the description for that. All right, back to Gemini. 10 trillion. Internal conversations strongly suggest that Gemini 4 is roughly a 10 trillion parameter model. Just to put that massive number into perspective for you, GPT-4 is rumored to sit at around 1 trillion. So if these leaks actually hold up, Gemini 4 is literally an order of magnitude larger than anything we have publicly available right now. It's just wild. And then there's the context window, which is rumored to double its current 1 million limit to a staggering 2 million tokens. Compare that to GPT-4's current cap of 128K tokens. I mean, a 2 million token window absolutely dwarfs the competition. For you and me, this means you aren't just uploading a single document anymore. You can literally feed an entire video lecture series, plus all the transcripts, plus all the supplementary readings, straight into a single prompt. Which brings us to a super fascinating concept, world models. Now, we know Gemini 3 introduced that deep think mode to pause and reflect, scoring massive reasoning benchmarks. But Gemini 4 takes it so much further. It is all about AI that genuinely understands physical physics and cause and effect, not just statistical word patterns. Imagine you have a leaky faucet, right? Instead of the AI just guessing based on text it read online, you point your camera at the leak, and Gemini 4 actually understands the mechanical reality of the sink, guiding your hands through the repair in real time. How cool is that? Building right on top of that reasoning is the huge push into agentic workflows. With this, Gemini 4 pushes way past those simple chatbot interactions we're used to. You literally give the AI a high-level goal, and it independently figures out and executes a complex, multi-step plan to get there. It essentially transforms the AI from a passive answering machine into a proactive, super smart coworker.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Doesn't a massive 10 trillion parameter model mean absolutely glacial response times? Well, let's talk about it in Section 3, Hardware and System Efficiency. Now, what's really interesting about all this is the proprietary silicon making it possible. We're talking about Google's 8th generation TPUs, codenamed Ironwood. The specs are insane. 4.6 petaflops per chip, 192 gigabytes of HBM3 memory, and 42.5 exaflops per superpod. That makes it the fastest AI supercomputer on the entire planet. When you combine that raw power with a new quantization algorithm called TurboQuant, this vertically integrated stack means that even though Gemini 4 is 10 times larger, inference is actually going to feel incredibly snappy compared to its GPU-hosted competitors. All right, let's shift gears to Section 4, Safety, Pricing, and Competition. Obviously, Google is building this thing for massive scale. They're implementing incredibly strict enterprise privacy controls and a set of internal tools they're calling Model Armor. Look, when you have to ship a product to 2 billion workspace users, your operational safety bar has to be sky high. But, and it's important to neutrally note this, with an AI model this unbelievably powerful, critical human review frameworks for the outputs remain absolutely essential. Let's see how it stacks up against the competitive landscape. You've got GPT-4, which has fantastic reasoning but caps out at that 128K context window. Then there's Meta's Llama 3, which is a brilliant open-source local play, but it deals with a much smaller context limit and isn't quite as strong on raw reasoning. Over in the safety-first corner, Claude 3 and 4 are incredible zero-hallucination options with a 200K context. And then there's Gemini 4. End-to-end multimodal capabilities and a massive 2 million token context limit. Naturally, its sheer scale means it will command a premium price per token, but Google is fully expected to keep their tiered flash and light variants available for any of your more cost-sensitive workloads.
Let's bring this all home. Section 5, Impact on your workflows. So if you are currently using Gemini 3.1 Pro and getting ready to migrate, here is your exact step-by-step playbook. Step 1, you've got to retest your prompts because Gemini 4 generates much more detailed answers. Step 2, watch your token costs extremely closely. Step 3, start planning for persistent memory. Step 4, make sure to update your Vertex AI model endpoints. You'll definitely want to explore the new Gemini CLI to help streamline that transition. And step 5, always review safety on your critical outputs. These upgrades are going to unlock some truly transformative use cases. Listen, Gemini 3 already boasts category-leading benchmark scores. We're talking 81% on MMU Pro and 87.6% on Video MMU. But now, picture a support agent who just receives a smartphone photo of a broken error screen. Gemini 4 can read that image, check the entire system manual, and draft the exact fix instantly. Or think about creators. By leveraging a tighter integration with VO, you could just drop in a single text prompt and literally get a storyboard, a voiceover, and rough animation back all in one single pass. It fundamentally shifts our human role from producing and wrangling data to just approving and refining the AI's output. The pieces are so clearly in place for a massive shift in the AI landscape. So I want to leave you with this provocative question. When Gemini 4 officially ships with its 10 trillion parameters and that insane 2 million token context window, are you finally switching your stack from GPT-4 or Claude? Really take some time to evaluate your workflows, get your systems ready for a mid to late 2026, and keep learning. Thank you so much for joining me on this